Chosen ones, the journey we walk is not random, but part of a divine plan. The message before you is not by chance. It has come to meet you in this moment to offer wisdom and clarity on your sacred path. Before God elevates you to the position of prominence He has destined for you, there is a period of preparation that few understand. This is the season you may be in right now. The divine purpose for your life often brings trials and challenges that shape you for what's ahead. Those who witness your rise may not understand the journey or the sacrifices you've made, and envy may begin to stir within their hearts. As God prepares to make you known, to elevate you to the position He has set aside, the jealousy of others will be a sign that His plans are unfolding. Today we'll explore why this happens, why before fame and recognition, there is often resistance, and how God uses these moments to build your strength. Chosen ones, your time is coming, and this period is only the beginning. Chosen one, if you have been guided to this channel, it's not by accident. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become a part of the official Chosen Ones family, so you never miss the divine wisdom meant to uplift and guide you on your sacred path. As a chosen one, your journey is deeply connected to divine purpose. Before God elevates you, there is always a season of preparation, a time when challenges arise, particularly the jealousy and envy of others. This phase is critical for refining you emotionally and spiritually as God readies you for greater visibility and influence. The jealousy you encounter, whether from friends, co-workers, or even family, is not a reflection of your actions, but a reaction to the spiritual shift taking place in your life. Others sense that you are on the verge of something significant, and their insecurities rise to the surface, often in the form of envy. This jealousy is a sign that God's hand is moving. You are being prepared for a greater role, and part of this preparation involves dealing with the emotional strain that comes when others don't understand your journey. As you grow into your calling, not everyone will celebrate your success. Many will feel threatened by the light and favor you carry. It's essential to remember that their reactions have little to do with you and everything to do with their own unresolved feelings. God is using this season to strengthen your character and deepen your trust in Him. Isolation often accompanies this phase. You may find people pulling away or treating you differently. While this can be painful, it's important to see it as part of God's plan to remove those who aren't aligned with your purpose. The jealousy and envy that surface are signals of who can and cannot continue with you on your journey. God allows these moments of separation to ensure that when He elevates you, you are surrounded by the right people, those who will support you and not hinder your growth. Emotional resilience is crucial during this time. Jealousy can cause you to question yourself, your relationships, and even your path. But it is precisely in these moments that God is teaching you to rise above the negativity and keep your focus on Him. He's showing you how to walk in forgiveness and humility, even when you feel misunderstood or unfairly treated. The trials you face with jealousy are not meant to break you, but to prepare you for the responsibilities that come with greater influence. It's also a time of revelation. As the jealousy of others surfaces, you begin to see people's true nature. Some may have supported you when you were on their level, but as you grow, their envy reveals that they cannot handle your elevation. This isn't about fault, but alignment. Not everyone is meant to accompany you to the next level, and God uses this period to reveal who should remain in your inner circle and who should not. As difficult as it may be, this season of jealousy is part of the divine process of preparation. Before God can elevate you, He must refine you. He allows these challenges to test your faith, to help you develop emotional resilience, and to sharpen your focus on His purpose for your life. The isolation you feel is not punishment, it's protection. God is creating space for you to grow closer to Him, to receive His wisdom, and to prepare for what is ahead. Jealousy often signals that a breakthrough is near. As others react to the changes in your life, it's a reminder that you are on the verge of something significant. Instead of letting their envy discourage you, use it as a sign that God is moving. He is positioning you for greater influence, but He is also ensuring that you are spiritually equipped to handle the weight of that influence. The jealousy and opposition you face are tests of your readiness to step into the next phase of your purpose. Throughout this journey, it's important to stay grounded in prayer and focused on your divine calling. The jealousy of others may be uncomfortable, but it's a small part of the larger process God is leading you through. He is not just elevating you for the sake of recognition. He's elevating you because He has a greater assignment for your life. Each challenge you face, including the envy of others, is preparing you to walk boldly in that assignment with a heart full of grace, humility, and strength. The jealousy and isolation you experience will only make sense in hindsight. Once God elevates you, you will see how each trial was necessary to shape you into someone capable of handling the blessings and responsibilities that come with your calling. Trust in the process and know that you are being prepared for something greater. Stay focused, keep your heart pure, and remember that God is with you every step of the way. As a chosen one, the moments leading up to your elevation are pivotal. They are filled with lessons that prepare you emotionally, spiritually, and mentally for the path ahead. This period of preparation can often feel heavy because it brings with it the weight of jealousy, envy, and misunderstandings from those around you. But these challenges are not random. They serve a divine purpose in refining you and aligning you more closely with God's plan. One of the key aspects of this phase is the way others may react to your growth. As God moves in your life, granting you favor and grace, those around you may sense the changes even before they fully manifest. Jealousy and resentment can surface as others begin to feel uncomfortable with your progress. It's important to understand that this is not a reflection of your actions, but rather a spiritual response to the light and potential within you. When people see someone stepping into their purpose, it often triggers insecurities or feelings of inadequacy in their own lives. This is a time when emotional resilience becomes crucial. You may feel tempted to seek approval, explain yourself, or even downplay your progress to avoid upsetting others. However, God is calling you to remain steadfast in your journey, trusting that His plan is unfolding exactly as it should. The jealousy you encounter is part of the refining process, teaching you how to stand firm in your purpose even when others cannot see or understand it. You are being taught to rise above the opinions and reactions of others and to find your validation in God alone. Isolation is another common experience in this season. You may notice people distancing themselves from you or relationships growing strained. While this can feel painful, it is part of the divine separation process. God is removing those who are not aligned with your purpose, making space for the right people to enter your life when the time is right. This isolation is not punishment, it's protection. God is drawing you closer to Him, allowing you to deepen your relationship with Him and hear His voice more clearly. In the silence, He is preparing your heart for the responsibilities and pressures that will come with the next level of your journey. As you reflect on this time, it's important to guard your heart. Jealousy and envy from others can be discouraging, but they are also a reminder that you are being set apart. God has chosen you for a unique purpose, and not everyone will understand or support that. Instead of letting their reactions weigh you down, let them strengthen your resolve to follow God's path for your life. The jealousy of others is not your burden to carry. It is simply a reflection of the spiritual work God is doing in you. Your preparation goes beyond external circumstances. Internally, God is shaping your heart and refining your motivations. He is ensuring that when the time comes for your elevation, you will be ready to carry the weight of your calling with humility and grace. The emotional challenges you face now are part of this preparation. You are learning how to forgive, how to love without needing validation, and how to stay focused on your purpose despite distractions. Spiritually, you are gaining greater discernment, Not everyone who is with you now is meant to go with you into your next season. God is revealing the true nature of the people around you, helping you see who is genuinely aligned with your purpose and who is not. This clarity is a gift, even if it feels painful at the moment. It allows you to release those relationships that no longer serve your growth and to make room for the connections that will support you in the future. The jealousy and opposition you experience are tests of your emotional and spiritual resilience. God is preparing you to handle greater visibility and influence, and with that comes greater challenges. But as you navigate these trials, you are being equipped with the tools you need to remain unshaken in the face of criticism or misunderstanding. This is the time to build your inner strength so that when your elevation comes, you will be able to stand firm in your calling without being swayed by external forces. As you move through this season, remember that it is all part of the divine process of preparation. The challenges you face are not meant to discourage you, but to refine you. God is preparing you not just for the rewards of elevation, but for the responsibilities that come with it. He is teaching you how to lead with grace, how to carry the weight of influence with humility, and how to navigate the complexities of human relationships without losing sight of your purpose. The jealousy, the isolation, and the emotional challenges are all part of the journey that is molding you into the person God has called you to be. Trust that each trial is refining you, building your resilience, and deepening your relationship with God. You are being prepared for something greater, and every step of this journey is leading you closer to the fulfillment of your divine purpose. As a chosen one, you can sense that something significant is on the horizon. You may feel the weight of the challenges that seem to arise just before the next chapter of your life unfolds. There's an undeniable tension, a stirring within your spirit that signals an impending shift, but with it comes questions, doubts, and uncertainties that make this moment feel heavier than expected. The jealousy of others, the isolation you've faced, and the misunderstandings that now seem more frequent are not mere coincidences. They serve as spiritual indicators of what's about to come. God is preparing to elevate you, but the final stretch before that elevation often feels the most intense. You might wonder, why now? Why does jealousy rise when you are stepping closer to the purpose that has been quietly unfolding all along? In this season, you may feel as though you are on the edge of something monumental, but at the same time, it feels as though the ground is shifting beneath you. Relationships you once held close are strained. People you believed would support you suddenly seem distant or even envious. And as this jealousy and misunderstanding build around you, it's tempting to wonder if these challenges are signs that something has gone wrong. But what if, instead, these moments are confirmation that you are on the right path? There is often a quiet before the breakthrough, a tension that stretches your spirit and tests your faith. It is in this silence that doubt can creep in. Am I ready for what's coming? Why do I feel more opposition now than ever before? Could it be that the very resistance you are encountering is a sign of how close you are to stepping into your purpose? These questions aren't signs of weakness. They are signs of anticipation. They are reminders that God's plan is unfolding, even if you can't see every detail yet. As you move through this time of spiritual preparation, it's natural to feel the weight of these emotional and spiritual challenges. Jealousy, particularly, can be difficult to navigate, especially when it comes from people you once trusted. Why does it seem like the closer you get to God's elevation, the more distant some people become? Why do those who were once your biggest supporters now seem uneasy or even resentful of your growth? It's a hard truth to face, but this distancing is not by accident. God is pruning your environment, removing those who cannot walk with you into this next season. This period of separation may feel isolating, but it's not meant to punish you. Instead, it's part of the preparation, making space for the relationships and opportunities that will support you as you move into the next phase of your calling. But while you may understand this intellectually, the emotional weight remains. You might ask yourself, Am I truly ready for what's coming? Is this phase of opposition meant to reveal my limitations? Or is it God's way of refining my spirit for what's ahead? The tension you feel now is part of the process. There is a spiritual stretching taking place, a space being created within you for something greater. But greater doesn't always mean easier. It means more responsibility, more influence, and more impact. The very jealousy and misunderstanding you face now are tests of your character, preparing you to carry the weight of what God has planned for you. But with this preparation comes questions that may still be unanswered. What will it look like when the next door opens? How will you manage the emotional and spiritual pressures that come with greater visibility or recognition? These are the questions that build tension within your spirit as you stand on the brink of something you can sense but not yet fully see. It's an unsettling but necessary part of your journey, where God asks you to trust Him without knowing all the details. As you wait in this tension, it's important to remember that every trial, every moment of jealousy or opposition is part of your preparation. You're being stretched, shaped, and molded to handle what's to come. Yet, the full picture remains just out of reach. You can feel the shift, but the specifics remain unclear. And it's in this space, this waiting, that the anticipation builds. You may feel eager for clarity, for a resolution to the questions that have been stirring in your heart, but God is asking you to trust Him through the process. You're not at the end of this journey yet, but you're not at the beginning either. You're standing on the threshold of something far greater, and even though you may not have all the answers, there's a sense deep within you that what's coming is significant. The jealousy, the tension, and the separation you've experienced are all leading to a breakthrough. But what will that breakthrough look like? How will you respond when the time comes? These are the questions that create anticipation as you continue to walk forward, trusting that the path will become clearer with each step. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when everything you've endured, the trials, the setbacks, the jealousy, and the isolation, begins to make sense. Up until now, it may have felt like you were navigating through an unrelenting storm, one where the reasons behind the resistance seemed unclear. Yet, as you stand on the cusp of your breakthrough, you begin to realize that everything you've faced has been leading you to this moment, preparing you for something much greater than you could have imagined. This phase of preparation is not just about making you stronger for the challenges ahead, it's about aligning you with God's vision for your life. You were never meant to walk an ordinary path. The weight of the calling on your life is far too great for the typical journey, and because of this, the process of refinement has been far more intense. But now, as you look back, can you see how every moment of jealousy, every relationship that shifted, and every instance of misunderstanding was orchestrated to bring you to a place of divine clarity? You're not just being elevated to a position of fame or influence for the sake of recognition. This is about stepping into a role that carries immense spiritual weight. It's easy to focus on the external signs of progress, success, visibility, and the acknowledgement of your efforts. But before God allows you to step into the spotlight He's prepared for you, He refines the deeper parts of your character, ensuring that your heart is aligned with His purpose. This elevation isn't just about being seen or admired by others. It's about being equipped to carry the message, the mission, and the impact that God has entrusted to you. You may have noticed that as you get closer to this breakthrough, the opposition intensifies. The jealousy becomes sharper, and the misunderstandings more painful. Those around you who once cheered you on may now seem threatened by the very favor they once celebrated, and while it might feel unfair or confusing, this is all part of the divine plan. You see, when God begins to make your purpose more visible, it causes discomfort in those who haven't yet reconciled with their own calling. It triggers insecurities in those who feel disconnected from their purpose or who sense that their own potential is slipping away. This is why jealousy often becomes more pronounced just before God elevates you. But this is not about them. Their reactions are not yours to carry. What God is doing in your life is too sacred to be derailed by the opinions or insecurities of others. This moment is about you and God. It's about the quiet resolve you've cultivated through years of walking in faith, even when the path wasn't clear. It's about the strength you've built by continuing to trust in God's timing, even when everything around you seemed to be falling apart. The jealousy you've faced is not a reflection of your worth, but of the spiritual magnitude of your calling. People may be jealous of the outward signs of favor, your growth, your success, your progress, but what they don't see is the price you've paid in private. They don't know about the sleepless nights, the prayers whispered in moments of desperation, or the sacrifices you've made along the way. They see the elevation, but they don't see the preparation. And that's okay, because what God is doing in you has been crafted in such a way that it doesn't require the validation of others to succeed. God's elevation isn't something that can be rushed, nor is it something that can be given prematurely. This process, as painful as it has been at times, has been meticulously designed to prepare you for the exact moment when everything will come together. The jealousy you've encountered has acted as a refining fire, revealing the areas of your heart that needed to be strengthened. It's taught you to rely on God's affirmation alone and to trust that His plans for you are far greater than anything the world could offer. As you move into this next season, you'll begin to understand why God allowed the jealousy to surface in the first place. It wasn't to break you down or to cause you pain. It was to show you that not everyone is meant to journey with you into your next phase. As painful as it is to lose relationships, this is God's way of pruning your environment, making space for those who will uplift, encourage, and stand by you as you step into your calling. He's removing the voices that would distract you from your purpose and surrounding you with those who are aligned with His plan for your life. You might wonder why the people you thought would celebrate you are now the ones pulling away. It's because your elevation exposes what's unresolved in others. Your growth highlights the stagnation in their own lives, and rather than facing it, they project it onto you. But don't let this discourage you. Instead, let it remind you that your journey is sacred, and not everyone is equipped to walk it with you. Some will watch from a distance, some will fall away, and a select few will remain by your side. And that's exactly how God intended it to be. This season is about clarity. It's about realizing that not every battle is yours to fight, and not every misunderstanding needs to be corrected. You are being called to something higher, and that requires a higher level of discernment. As you step into the role God has for you, there will be distractions, but now you've been equipped to rise above them. You've learned that your identity and worth are not determined by how others perceive you, but by the unwavering truth of who God says you are. And here's the beautiful part of this journey. The very things that made others jealous, the favor and light that caused discomfort in some, will now serve as a beacon for those who need your message. God didn't just elevate you for your own sake. He's positioning you to be a light to others. The influence, the fame, and the visibility are merely tools in His hands, designed to spread a message that will impact lives in ways you can't yet imagine. The jealousy of others no longer holds power over you because you understand it for what it truly is, a reflection of their own struggles, not a reflection of your calling. Your focus now is on the task at hand, the divine mission God has placed on your heart. Everything else fades into the background as you step forward in confidence, knowing that the path ahead is filled with purpose and meaning beyond anything you could have orchestrated on your own. This moment of elevation is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of a new chapter. You've been prepared, refined, and molded for this exact season. Every trial, every challenge, and yes, even the jealousy, has been part of the process that has brought you to this point. And now, as you step into the role God has ordained for you, you do so with a heart full of faith, knowing that He will continue to guide you every step of the way. As a chosen one, you have faced trials and challenges that have tested the very core of your faith. In moments of deep reflection, you may have asked why you were put through these seasons of hardship, why jealousy, isolation, and opposition seemed to come your way at the most crucial moments. Yet now, as you stand at the threshold of a new phase, it becomes clear that all of these experiences were carefully crafted to prepare you for what lies ahead. The path forward isn't about understanding every challenge, but trusting that each one was necessary to bring you to this point. Surrender is the natural response to realizing that your journey is being orchestrated by a divine hand. The trials that once seemed insurmountable are now understood as part of the process that God has used to mold and refine you. But this surrender isn't about passivity. It's about allowing yourself to fully trust that everything you've gone through, even the difficult parts, is part of a plan greater than your own understanding. You're being asked to let go of the need to control outcomes and to rest in the certainty that God is guiding each step, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. At times, surrender can feel like a loss, as if you're giving up your sense of control over what happens next. But the reality is that surrender leads to freedom from the burden of carrying every expectation, every doubt, and every question about how things will turn out. You're not meant to have all the answers right now, and that's okay. What you're called to do in this moment is to release those worries, trusting that God's plan for your life is unfolding exactly as it should. The challenges you've faced, particularly the jealousy and opposition, were never meant to define you, but to refine you. Those moments of tension were part of a larger spiritual process, pushing you toward growth and revealing the strength within you that you might not have seen otherwise. The misunderstandings from others, the withdrawal of support, the envy that came from unexpected places, these were all tools that God used to sharpen your discernment and deepen your reliance on Him. And now, as you prepare to step into what's next, you can see that these hardships were never in vain. Trusting the process means accepting that you won't always see the full picture in the moment. The isolation you felt wasn't punishment, it was protection. The delays weren't setbacks. They were opportunities for preparation. Each of these experiences has been part of the refining fire that has made you who you are today. And as you step into the next chapter, the peace that comes with surrender is knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. This isn't about letting go of your dreams or ambitions, but about releasing the grip of fear and uncertainty over how those dreams will come to pass. God has already set things in motion. What's required of you now is trust. Trust that His timing is perfect and that the doors He opens will be the right ones. The weight you've carried is no longer yours to bear alone. Surrendering is a way of partnering with God, recognizing that He's been walking alongside you the entire time, even when you couldn't feel it. Surrender brings peace. It's the kind of peace that comes from knowing that you don't have to figure everything out on your own. Every delay, every moment of confusion or resistance has been orchestrated with purpose. What you once thought was holding you back was, in reality, setting you up for something greater. This process has stripped away the distractions, the external validation, and the need for approval, leaving you with the undeniable truth that God's approval is the only validation you need. There's a quiet strength in surrender. It doesn't mean you're giving up or stepping back. It means you're stepping forward in faith, trusting that you're being guided towards something far greater than you could have planned for yourself. Surrender is acknowledging that while you don't have control over every detail, the one who does has already laid out a path that leads to fulfillment, purpose, and peace. As you embrace this surrender, you may still have moments of doubt, wondering whether you're truly ready for what's next. But know that God doesn't call the equipped, He equips the called. Every trial you've faced, every season of waiting, has been part of the equipping process. What's required now is your trust in the process, knowing that you're walking in alignment with a divine plan far greater than anything you could orchestrate on your own. Let go of the need to control how everything will unfold. Trust that the timing, the people, and the opportunities that come your way are all part of God's design for your life. As you continue on this journey, surrender will not feel like a burden, but a gift, an invitation to rest in the assurance that you are on the right path, guided by a divine hand that will never fail you. You are walking in divine purpose, and no part of your journey has been without meaning. Every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, and every moment of uncertainty has been guiding you closer to the fulfillment of the calling placed on your life. You are not here by accident. God has chosen you for a purpose that is uniquely yours, and no one else can walk the path designed for you. Even in moments of doubt, or when the jealousy of others clouds your vision, remember this: you are exactly where you need to be, and nothing can take away what God has ordained for you. Your purpose is not defined by the opinions of others or the external validation you may or may not receive. It is rooted in the truth that God saw something in you long before the world could recognize it. The jealousy you've encountered is not a reflection of your limitations, but of the greatness within you that others may not fully understand. You were not meant to fit into the mold of ordinary expectations. You were set apart to lead, to shine, and to bring light to places where darkness has prevailed. This is why your journey has been so challenging, because the calling on your life is profound. The doubts you have faced do not diminish your purpose. They refine it. Every moment you questioned your path, every time you felt unsure of your next step, was an opportunity for you to grow deeper in your faith. You've been strengthened through your struggles, and now you are equipped with the wisdom and resilience that only come from walking through the fire. Nothing has been wasted. Each trial has served to prepare you for the greatness that is ahead. You are more than capable of fulfilling the vision God has placed in your heart, because you were built for this. Affirm in your spirit that your time is coming. The preparation may have been long and the journey difficult, but every delay was working in your favor. What's meant for you has been set aside, and nothing can prevent it from unfolding in divine timing. When God makes you visible, when your purpose becomes undeniable to the world, know that it will be not because of the recognition of man, but because of the validation of God. You are not chasing fame or recognition. You are walking in purpose. The fame or visibility that comes with it is simply a byproduct of your obedience to the call. You are a vessel of God's power, and the impact you will have on the world is beyond what you can currently imagine. Trust that everything you have faced, everything you've overcome, has been leading you to this moment of alignment with your divine purpose. Your calling is bigger than the obstacles you faced. Your light will shine through, and it will be undeniable to those who have doubted, misunderstood, or been envious of your journey. You are chosen, and you are ready. What others see as jealousy or resistance is only proof that your elevation is near. You have been divinely prepared for this moment, and nothing can stand in the way of God's plan for your life. Keep moving forward, keep trusting the process, and affirm in your heart that your purpose is unfolding exactly as it should. Chosen ones, you've come to understand that your journey is far from ordinary. Each challenge, every moment of doubt, and even the jealousy you faced from others is a testament to the divine purpose you carry. The message today: chosen ones, this is what happens before God makes you famous. See why they'll be jealous, has illuminated how these trials have prepared you for your breakthrough. You are on the verge of something great, and now is the time to embrace your calling fully. We're building a community of chosen ones, each walking a unique path, yet united in purpose. By staying connected, you strengthen not only your own journey, but also those of others who are facing similar challenges. Join the Chosen Ones family by subscribing to this channel and turning on notifications so you never miss the spiritual guidance meant for you. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs encouragement on their path. Let's continue to uplift and support each other as we grow together. This is just the beginning of what God has in store for you. There are more insights, more revelations, and more moments of spiritual growth ahead. Be sure to engage in the comments below, share your experiences, and connect with others on this sacred journey. Together, we can help each other reach our full potential and step into the greatness God has designed for us. If this message touched your heart and you'd like to support the Chosen Ones community, consider donating to our Patreon. Your contribution helps us continue to create spiritually enriching content for you and others on the sacred path. By donating, you're helping to spread this message to more people and ensure that the community continues to grow. Every bit of support makes a difference, and we are grateful to have you as part of this journey. Thank you for being a part of the Chosen Ones family.